Got the pumps in the pan, got the scents on the stove. We're cooking up AI music, the tracks that you love. Lights, beats, and broadcasts, the perfect sound. We're the hottest digital kitchen around. Audio Kitchen. Taste test the music, we're passing it round. Audio Kitchen, where we're cooking up the future of sound. Welcome to the Audio Kitchen. Your favorite home cooked songs, taste the music.
Alrighty. Let me just double check. Let me get my screens back up here. Well, welcome. This is the menu with the Audio Kitchen Alliance. I'm Austin. I got Steve with me today. We're going to do an interview. Steve, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. My name is Steve. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania since 2018. And I fell in love with this AI music 3 years ago and spend a good amount of time messing around with it every day. I'm a big person of community and was disappointed that the community online for AI music was a little mixed bag of people who love it and people who hate it. And it just it didn't feel like fun to be in that community. So I am the founder of Audio Kitchen Alliance, even though Austin does most everything here. He even named it. But
It's just an idea.
We work together on this, it's like kind of joint project, and yeah, it's great to be on the show. I can't wait to talk a little bit about my music and my process and some stories behind the songs and why I do it. Is there anything specific you wanted to know about me or?
Well, I have a whole bunch of questions. So I guess it would just be deciding on which ones to ask at the moment. Let's say we'll kind of go in order here. Well, actually, one question. So you I know you say you work with the mental health stuff, right?
Yeah, so I am diagnosed bipolar since 2012, I think. I had my first psychotic episode, and that changed my life. Everything I've done since then has been, in one way or another, trying to advocate for myself or learning to navigate the illness. And now that it's been, nearly 20 years, I'm in a position to help other people, and I do that through my career as a mental health counselor. And also I have an interview show, and yeah, I mean, basically, if I can make someone else's life a little bit easier based on something I've learned along the way, I hope to do that. And I've used music as part of that process.
That's really awesome. I really appreciate that you're kind of taking that route, because I've seen and read all kinds of things where there's just obviously that music really does kind of help heal in a sense. So it's really good to see somebody actually taking that and then using something like Suno to make it more personal.
A lot of mental illness, it's a disease of the brain, and most of the processing of emotions, feelings, stress, anxiety, all those things are all part of how the brain works. And then it carries through the body. So what I like to tell my clients is I say, look, I know you have a lot of anxiety because it's hard to process some of these things, especially people with autism, or you have a lot of trauma or a lot of experiences that you haven't been able to communicate. I said, just tell me the name of a song of what you're feeling right now, and let's make a song right now and just see how it makes you feel. So for example, the other day, guy said people are so stupid or something. He got in a car crash, someone crashed him from behind, and now he can't earn money, and it's causing all kinds of problems for him, and the insurance company isn't helping it at all, and he's just like, people are stupid. And then he tells me all these other like words, like the whole story about how he was at the stop sign, and how the people at the insurance company were giving him a hard time. And he said when he got in the crash, there was a Scottish pop song playing, bagpipes. He said, "Can you do bagpipes? Can you make a Scottish pop song with bagpipes telling this story?" And I said, "Sure." And we did it. And he loved it. And he laughed. And when he came in my office, he was feeling so down, and like, I could tell he was a little slumped over and like just feeling like a little beat up. And by the time we played the song, and he just got a really great laugh out of it. He's like, "Oh, I want to share that with my friends." And you could tell that it was therapeutic, and that he was able to get a different perspective on the whole event and reframe it and say, it's not such a big deal after all. I'm able to laugh at this.
That's really awesome. That's words are kind of escaping what I'm trying to say out loud, but I I think that's a really awesome thing for you to do, and it's really awesome that it really affects the people that you're working with as well. Um,
Yeah, I can, there's other situations too. I mean, there's people who are low functioning who can't communicate very well. And that's very frustrating, not to have
mm,
the words to say and like people understand you. You can imagine like trying to talk to someone and they just see your lips moving but don't hear what you're saying. And
right.
he's been able to like have a lot of relief through communicating through songs. So there's all kinds of things, there's stories about single parents who can't feed their kids because they don't have enough money or whatever it may be. I mean, it's just really kind of like telling the truth about these people's lives who oftentimes I feel like they don't even feel like they're heard. And for them to for me to hear them talk and really pay attention and put their whole story into a song and put a lot of effort into it shows them like, someone actually cares. And the way I actually got started in that was I wrote songs for myself that were therapeutic, and we're gonna play one of them. Maybe we can cue it up next or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because I've had a lot of trauma and a lot of things that were hard to process, and and then I started writing songs for friends and stuff. So it wasn't always about me, but one way or another, it gets back to me. So the song that maybe we can cue up is "Thank You," and I'll give a little introduction to it. And it's one of I feel like my earlier songs were better. I put more effort into them, and when I was really like inspired at this new technology and really experiencing a lot of things, having just different breakdowns and like realizations and stuff and not so stable, is when I felt like my best work was actually made. And when I felt like I really had, something to say. And sometimes now it's like, I feel like I'm like looking for things to write songs about. But before then, I just felt like, oh, I can't get it out enough. I was like just making all kinds of notes all the time. I don't know if you had this experience before where you're just like, there's so many songs I want to write, you know?
You're right. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
definitely.
Good.
I definitely know what you're talking about. So
Yeah. So this song, Thank You, is about me reconciling that I wasn't always grateful to all the people that helped me on my mental health journey. You know, I different family members let me stay at their house, fed me, gave me resources, money, whatever. I mean, it takes a village, you know, to help someone who has a serious mental illness. And this song was just I made it you know, I think it was like 2 years ago. It's called Thank You, I'm Sorry. And it's about just telling all those people, you know, I'm sorry that I didn't find the words to say at the time, and I hope with this song that you know, I am grateful for all the help along the way.
all right. Well, I am excited to listen to it. I don't think I've heard it yet. Um,
Yeah, I tried to pick songs that I hadn't played that you hadn't heard before.
Gotcha. Well, let's. I was sorry. I was trying to fix the names and stuff there, so they'll display right. But yeah, let's go ahead and play it, and then talk about it a little bit more after.
Sure.
To everyone I've heard along the way, I've been blind to the things I didn't say, and let my fears speak louder than my heart. Pushed too hard, tore us apart. You gave me grace when I didn't deserve it. You stayed when I made it hard to be worth it. Looking back, I see the cracks I made. Now I'm here trying to set it straight. Thank you for standing by me through the storm. I'm sorry for the times I did conform, for my silence when I should have shown care, for the moments I wasn't fully there. Thank you, and I'm sorry I let my insecurities build a wall, spoke when I should have said nothing at all. Took your kindness for granted, I know. Should've let my gratitude show. You carried me when I couldn't stand, held me together with your steady hand. I see it now, all the love I missed, and this is my way of making amends. Thank you for all the ways you believe. I'm sorry for the hurt I couldn't see, for the times I let my pride take control, for not saying I love you when you healed my soul. Thank you, and I'm sorry to my friends, my family, and those I let down. I'm learning now how to turn it around. I can't erase the mistakes I've made, but I hope these words can help to repay. Thank you for standing by me through the storm. I'm sorry for the times I didn't conform, for my silence when I should have shown care, for the moments I wasn't fully there. Thank you, and I'm sorry. This is for everyone who stayed or walked away, for the lessons you taught me I carry every day. everything you gave to me.
I'm realizing that it was probably an older version of Suno because it didn't really have that production sound of 5.5.
Yeah. I was going to ask, yeah, it sounds like it was maybe like 4 or 4.5, but I mean, but it still sounds really good. Um I don't think, I wouldn't say that it sounds bad at all. Um I thought it sounded good. And then I really liked the lyrics. Sorry, I got the kids came over and started bothering
You
me.
know what's funny though is that I have this one on YouTube, and every time I play it, the next song is a worship song. So it I guess Google believes that it's like a worship song because with a lot of my songs actually, and I guess it could be that pop sound and kind of some of these messages of like gratitude and stuff that Google registers as like a worship theme.
Yeah, I could definitely see how it could be interpreted that way. Um I was going to say the lyrics, everything that was in the lyrics was also something I feel like me myself personally and probably a lot of other people could really relate to. Actually, I was laughing. I wasn't laughing at the song at all, but I was. Floyd is in the YouTube chat here, and he said, "I'm not crying, you are." It cracked me up a bit.
You
And
know,
then Emma,
sometimes I was gonna say sometimes I like to think of ideas that other people can relate to, so it's not just unique to me because and it's kind of almost like a selfish reason, but I think the song might get more play if the more people can relate to it. You know, kind of like I don't know
yeah,
if you heard that song somebody put in the Discord that was love or something that it was on the TikTok. Did you see that one?
on the TikTok.
It got like 500,000 plays. You posted the numbers on the in the chat
Oh,
on Spotify. It was called Love by whatever. Basically,
I
it was an AI song that went viral,
yeah,
and and sometimes I think, oh, you know, I want to write something that a lot of people can play and um you know will mean something to other people. And then other times I'm just thinking, you know, this song is for me or this song is for a friend, you know, that nobody would relate to.
right. Yeah, I definitely kind of have that same mentality as far as I want to write something that I try to think of it in a way where it is personal to me, but at the same time, it could be the message can be more um, interpreted. If that makes sense, what I'm trying to say here is it can be interpreted different ways, but from different people.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, like when you talk about love, it can be in love with someone that you want to be with or a lost love, or it could be any, you know, interpretation of what love is, and you can say the same thing for, you know, 100 other themes. So it's
Right.
nice to appeal to a wide group of emotions and feelings.
Yeah, I think that's something when songwriting, that's something that really helps make a song really popular is when the more and more people can relate to it, even if that's not what you wrote the song about necessarily, but that's kind of the whole point of art, in my opinion, is it's supposed to be interpreted differently depending on who's looking at it or listening to it.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that. You know who Rick Rubin is?
The name sounds really familiar, but I can't say that
He's
I.
like he's a record producer like the Beastie Boys and big in like the 80s and 90s and stuff. And he is very well known. He's very successful. Most people want to work with him. And he has this famous quote or expression that you are the only audience, and if it's a really good song, everybody else will like it too. Something I'm not quoting it exactly right, but I mean basically okay. So I got a message someone can't hear the audio.
That's weird.
It's on my
Everybody
radio
else,
station. So
is
it
it
may
the
be
audio?
okay. It's probably my radio station. I'm just gonna stop the broadcast because I always do it in Discord so everybody can hear everybody. But I guess this is a little different on this format, so I'm gonna stop.
Are
the radio
you?
station.
Well, it's probably because you're not. You could be on the stage. I have it streaming to this. Oh wait, well, actually, it looks like my audio is not going to the stage. Oh, that's what it was. Why is my audio not going to the stage? It said it was. Oh man, when I started it, it said it was going through, but and then now it's showing that it's not going through for some reason.
Are we going through on YouTube? It sounds like there was somebody in the audience who heard us, right?
Yeah. It looks like there we go. Okay, now looks like yeah. Can you hear us now, Greg? In the Discord, you should be able to hear. I see it lighting up there now. So yeah, but I think the YouTube's fine. We have a couple of viewers that have been chatting back and forth a little bit, so I think we're fine. It was just the Discord stage. I thought I had it set up right, but apparently I had the wrong thing selected. So, but it should be good now.
I'm guessing I just can't do the radio broadcast from the Ninja. I'll have to figure something else out, but it's not important right now because we'll do it another time. I do want to finish this thought though, and the thought is like the most important audience is you. You have to like the music more than anyone else, and if it's a really good song, everybody else will like it too. But what Rick Rubin says is you are the audience. You have to like it.
Right. I've kind of heard that expression before. And yeah, I mean, it's not wrong. It'd be kind of silly to make your own music and then not even like your own stuff, which happens all the time, especially with the really popular stuff.
Yeah.
I'm still having issues with this Discord thing. I'm sorry. Can you go ahead and say something to see if you're hearing yourself twice?
Me? I'm hearing myself once. Oh, I actually heard a little bit of an echo.
Is it bad, or like is it bothering? Is it coming through again in your ears and just like messing you up? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, not really. It's not really noticeable.
Okay.
And it's not consistent either.
That's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure. I hate this audio stuff, but it's crazy. But anyway, Floyd says there's still too much stigma around mental health. When people hear a song that reflects their own struggles, it reminds them they're not alone. I would agree.
Yeah,
for sure. That's probably for me. I know for me, that's probably some of my most favorite music to listen to is hearing somebody write about something very personal. And then I hear it and I could feel it. It's almost like empathy. I can feel everything that they're singing and writing about. And I think those are some of the best songs that people make, in my opinion. But
yeah. I can't think of one bipolar or schizophrenic artist in the mainstream and talking about some of the challenges of having that illness in a song, but I've got maybe 20 songs about that. So that's part of the beauty of that I always tell everyone when they say, "Oh, it's not real art or it's not real music." And I'm just like, "Look, people are telling their stories that otherwise would not be able to, and that just makes the art much more accessible and enjoyable. That we're just not stuck on a narrow set of stories, but now we're getting a much wider kind of like perspective of lifestyles and themes and subjects and think different experiences to share through this art. And that's why I'll never look down on AI as, you know, degrading this art.
Right. I feel the same way. I was actually thinking about I don't remember exactly what it said, but I read a Reddit post the other day, I believe it was, and it was talking about the reason people are mad is just because they wanted to gatekeep the ability to make music, and now that you've given the poor man a weapon, people are mad about it. Basically, a weapon to fight back with is how they described it.
And you know, if you look at the origins of rock and roll, it's blues. And blues started in the poor South when just, you know, a guy and a guitar, you know, not like an expensive electric guitar or anything, but just, you know, a simple guitar. And look how it transformed music moving forward. And I believe the same will happen through this format. It's only going to get better and better and just become much more the standard, I hope.
Right. Me too. Me too. Honestly, I see it coming. There's going to be big changes coming soon. I feel. Um. Let's. I was gonna ask. I don't know if you already mentioned this or not. I might have accidentally missed it. Um, how did you find out about Suno exactly?
So I'm a member of a mental health community online in another Discord.
Mm,
It's been about you know, 3 years also that I've been in there, and there was a friend I had who had schizophrenia. His name is James, and he was making music and, you know, analog music. He had a little studio in his house and sharing it with our community. And one day he said, Hey, have you guys heard of this thing Suno? I mean, it's really cool, all the, you know, all the different things you can do with it." And he kind of did what I did, and he says, "Do you guys want to make a song and just tell me, you know, what you want the song about?" And I basically uh you know, told him the very first song I did. I was in a relationship and I didn't know when to say I love you. So I said, "Let's make a song called I Don't Know When to Say It." And that was the very first song. And I just said, "Here's the story. You know, I'm with this girl, and we share all our stories." And it was like a long distance thing. Um, and I didn't know when to say I love you, so he put it in there, and that was my very first song 3 years ago. Just like translated over the phone. You know, he made it for me, and
that's
that was
awesome.
it.
Well, that's a much better first Suno song story than mine is. Mine was just silly. Um, I think I said when I looked at it, it was just a silly song about a video game I play and me complaining about it. It's just something silly. But I will say, at least for me, when Suno first came out, when I first discovered it, and I can't even remember how I found it. It might have been like TikTok videos or any of that, or I might have seen because you know a lot of people were doing those funny funny song videos where it was like people texting back and forth. Have you seen those? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I miss those.
Yeah. It's it'll kind of show like a phone screen of like a text message conversation back and forth, and they
Okay.
just put it into Suno, and so it's just singing the lyrics, but then it's animated to the people talking in in the
Oh, that's
the
cool.
phone screen. They're really funny. I'll have to find one and send it to you. But probably saw like one of those, and I was like, how are they? How are people doing this? And then I probably just Googled it and found Suno myself that way. But um, I personally never thought that. you could, I'm trying to figure out the right phrasing. I personally never like thought you could use Suno to make real music. I kind of thought it was just like, oh, this is a fun little gag. You know, nobody will ever really
Yeah.
get successful, or no one would ever accept it as real music. Um, did when you initially got that song, made that song, did you kind of have that same kind of feeling about Suno, or
You know how I described it to my friends back then? And the production was a lot worse back then. The audio wasn't very good. They cut off the song before it finished.
yeah,
Um, the accompaniment, it wasn't really like that good production value. And I said, look, this is kind of like a Hallmark greeting card, like
yeah,
uh, I can send this to her and she'll get the same feeling if I wrote like a thoughtful card or something. But it was so much more. The response was like, "Oh, I love it." And you know, especially when you put their name in it, when you put someone's name in a song, that makes them feel really nice, really special. Like, "Oh, my name's in a song," like they don't understand, how easy it is to do that, but it means that you were doing something thoughtful for them. And I think when you put someone's name in a song, the response is just 10 times better than if you didn't.
right. Actually, I just had a thought to kind of compare it to. It's almost like when your children draw a really bad drawing, but then they're like, "Hey, I drew this for you," but it doesn't take away from the value of what they did, the thoughtfulness of it. So for to them, it might have been an easy bad drawing, but it still has the same impact if it were professionally drawn.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's the thoughtfulness. I mean, it's just like, this person thought of me. They, like you were saying with the drawing, like even if it's a, stick figure drawing or something, it's a stick figure drawing of me. And that's
Yeah.
what they wanted to express. And, it's so easy to say words sometimes, but to actually make a song or like a visual art, it takes a little bit more. So it's just saying like, I'm thinking about you a little bit more than just like what I can tell you on the phone or something.
Right. And that kind of bounces back to the whole like therapy stuff that you were talking about, like making songs for your clients and stuff and your friends for mental health stuff too.
Yeah, and maybe that leads into another one because um we on the show we have 4 songs and I played one, Thank You, which is about a therapeutic reflective kind of thing, personal. I have another song called Chelsea, Have a Beautiful Day. And the reason I didn't pick my best songs or the ones that I think represent me most. I picked a few songs that I hadn't played before that I thought represented different styles that I do. So the Chelsea song, Have a Beautiful Day, is a song to a friend, and I just put a bunch of details I knew about her. She moved here from Miami. She's having a hard time adjusting to living in a new city, and she's a photographer, and just a bunch of little details about her life. And made a song that really brightened her day. And like I said earlier, I try to make people's lives a little bit easier, so that was one way of doing that. The other one that we could play, and you let me know which one you prefer. What was the other one? Not the
Um,
love song, the other one.
we got
Oh,
birthday. Is that the one?
birthday. Yeah, so okay, so birthday doesn't really apply. Yeah, let's play the Chelsea song if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get into it. Let me
And
swap
I'm
this
warning
over.
you, this is the 4.0 version, so it's not gonna be as clean as the 5.5.
No worries. All right. Let's get that going for us. So this is Chelsea. Have a good day.
Oh, you left the sunshine for a sky more gray, but you brought the warmth, now it feels like May. From palm trees to steel streets, you found your way. A new beginning, it starts today. Packed your bags with a little hope. New town, new beat, but you still glow. Walking through the city like you own the show. They don't know, but they gon' know. You're the spark in the morning rush, a quiet strength, but you don't hush. Even when the world feels loud, you're still standing proud. Oh, Chelsea, have a good day. Let the music chase the doubt away. You got fire in your heart, you don't need to play. You're the light breaking through the gray. Chelsea, dance through the storm. You were made to bend, not break, transform. Sing your name like a sweet cliche. Girl, go shine, have a good day. Oh. Got your camera slung across your side, snapping magic from the city lights. Every frame tells a piece of you, real, raw, brave and true. And even on the hard days, you find color in the grayscale haze. You don't run, you elevate. Every moment you captivate. No one else can write your song, and you've been writing all along. With every step you take, you remake the stage. Chelsea, have a good day. Let the music chase the doubt away. You got fire in your heart, you don't need to play. You're the light breaking through the gray. Chelsea, dance through the storm. You were made to bend, not break, transform. Sing your name like a sweet cliche. Girl, go shine, have a good day. You're not just surviving, girl, you're the flame. Rewriting the rules, they'll remember your name. You made it through rain, through the noise, through the pain. Now it's your time, go stake your claim. Chelsea, have a good day. Have a good day. You were born to light the Milky Way. Even if it's hard, you'll find your way. You're the reason skies turn blue from gray. Chelsea, take up that space. No one else could ever take your place. This whole world is your runway. Girl, go shine, have a good day. Chelsea, have a good day. You're the sun when skies are gray. Chelsea, have a good day.
That was pretty good. I know you were saying that it was 4.0 and whatnot, but I thought
Yeah.
it sounded really good for that. Um, I was curious about your choices for style and prompts and stuff. When you came up with the prompts and stuff for all that, was it more? I'm trying to how to phrase this. Was it something that you knew that they really liked genre wise and style wise, or was it just something that you came up with on your own?
So, you're talking the prompts on the music, not the lyrics.
Right.
Yeah, so I this is gonna sound funny.
Okay.
But I almost have the taste in music as like a 16-year-old girl. Like I like Bieber, you know. I,
Backstreet
I
Boys.
like, a lot of this kind of like popular pop stuff. And I find that for me, the lyrics are what are most important, and the lyrics come through much more clear, effectively, easily in a pop song. Like I can understand every word rather than like a metal song or like, you know, a lot of the other genres. Sometimes it's hard to understand what the story is. And for me, the lyrics are always what's most important. So that's why I go with that pop genre. And I'll just, I got to be honest because I don't know a lot of the functionality in Suno, and I'm looking forward to learning it in our group. But I'll just put like pop male,
Yeah.
and then and I might do like some cover stuff to mix it up. I've learned that just in the last year, really. But my prompting for the style has always been very simple. The prompting for the lyrics, which I do in ChatGPT, is a little more complicated, and it's like, it's almost like I'm writing a poem or a story, and I'll just be like, Chelsea is this girl. She lives in Florida. She moved to Pittsburgh. She's unhappy here. It's hard to transition. She's feeling like sad that she misses her friends. She's a photographer, and that's how we connected. I'll just go throughout the whole story and then say, make a pop song out of this and reiterate on it if I don't like what the response is, until it comes out to be my song. But
Right.
that song in particular, that's made for Chelsea. Nobody else. Nobody else wants to hear would care to hear that song. I don't think so. It's an example of like what how I one of the styles of songs I do, and there's probably like four or five, and that one was just for her and nobody else really.
Yeah. It was a very good, very nice tribute song, I guess you could say, to them.
Yeah, thanks.
Um, and I was gonna say, as far as the method that you took to write the song, I do a lot of the same kind of thing. And sometimes it's very personal. Sometimes it's just like, if I'm writing like a fictional story, but I'll do the same kind of thing. Is I'll type out a couple paragraphs or like give as much detail as possible of what I'm wanting to write about, and then kind of have Gemini spit the ideas back at me, and the same thing if there's like parts I don't like or it doesn't quite flow right with the music, because Gemini doesn't know the music that's going with it. It's just getting the lyrics. So sometimes you really have to pay attention and change some stuff up and figure out how to redo it so it'll actually fit the way you want. Um, so that being said, you're not just hitting a button and making a song. You could technically, but you're not going to get. I mean, even just doing something that simple is almost like you're pitching your song idea to your friend who's a musician or a studio producer or something. They're like, okay, I'll write it for you. So, but it's you're the one who wrote it, the idea and everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. So I have a question about Gemini. I haven't used Gemini, but you said you can't input the style of song into the lyrics. Like
Uh,
I'll say like write a pop song or write a reggae song, and it'll be totally different. Like the flavor of the song, depending
oh
on which keyword I use.
yeah, no. I mean, you can do that. I was just saying that if you say you already had a very specific um instrumental track, which I think actually you can. I think I recently discovered that you can actually upload audio straight into Gemini, and it can listen to your audio and actually analyze your audio just like it can analyze a video. But you have to have like the pro version of it to do all that stuff, I believe. Um, but yeah, no, you can if you explain to it that hey, this is supposed to be this style of song, or you could feed it references. Say, if you're trying to get a song that sounds similar to another band, you could say, "Hey, I want a song that's similar to this one." Um, I, if that's the style you're going for, but I don't really like saying or doing that because then it kind of starts going into the territory of like trying to impersonate
Right.
certain artists, people could use it that way. But I know that's not what we're talking about exactly. But anyway,
I tried just on a whim to say make you know, a Justin Bieber song, and they're just like, no, that's against our terms and conditions.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you kind of have to. What I've done before is if I wanted a certain style, say what, or I do it for fun when I do these. I don't do it with the intention of publishing it or anything. I just for my own private, just listening in to see what it would sound like. But I'll say, hey, what are some style prompts I could use to sound like this song or this band, and then that's what I'll put in there. But usually it's pretty vague. So it's not really copying, but you can get somewhat close to the style of a specific artist that way,
Mhm.
if that's something that you're kind of leaning towards.
Have you ever tried saying to Gemini, and I don't know how far the history goes back, but you know, like write a song, everything you know about me, write a song
Mhm.
about me, and pick the genre that fits best, you know, just like let it do all the work and see what it comes out with.
I have. It's funny that you say that. I haven't done that specifically, but there's a trend going around. I don't know if you've seen it, where you ask ChatGPT to create an image of you based on everything it knows about you. Have you seen that trend?
No.
Yeah, it's going around. I'm pretty sure. So my girlfriend did it. Emily in the chat. I'm pretty sure she did it. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been kind of one of those things that's been going around. So even if you don't have a conversation, even if you don't have a long history, you can kind of tell it some stuff about you. But I also did one. Um, and I will say ChatGPT came up with a better image for me, but Gemini came up with more of a funny cartoon. What was, I think it was like create an image caricature drawing of based on everything you know. It gave me like 6 arms and like different computers, and I was also holding a guitar, and it was just like doing all these things at one time, and I looked like all crazy and stuff. I was like, well, that's pretty accurate because I'm just over here like I got 3 monitors and all these windows and stuff. So that's so anyway, but no, I haven't for the music. No, I haven't done that, but I'm actually kind of curious now. I would love to try that out.
Let's read some of these comments. I haven't been able to read the comments, but it looks like there's a bunch of comments in the chat.
Right. Yeah. I was just about to mention that as well. Trying to figure out where we go. So Floyd said during the song, they said that they did the same thing for their housemate called Chelsea, My Dear. So that's kind of funny that they also did something very similar to what you did with the same name of of Chelsea. And Emily said, I would be so touched if someone made a song about me like this. It just shows that you pay attention to them, care about the things they say, and where they've been and where they're going. And then, let's see. And then Greg is tuning in from Discord. Um, he said his wife wants to know if you're a Swiftie, if you even know what that means.
I know what that means. I am not a Swiftie. She has, you know, there's a handful of songs I do like, but I'm not a Swiftie.
Right. That's kind of how I am. There's some songs that I like, but then there's also it just depends. I'm a little picky about it, but same thing with like Justin Bieber. I can't stand his earlier stuff, but I know there was oh, what is that song? I think it's called Ghost of You.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
you've I love that song. That one's a good one. It always makes me sad though.
It wasn't always that way that I liked that, popular pop art, but I feel music has suffered a lot the last couple of, at least the last generation or two. Um, just songs made purely for commercial success. These like BTS, you know, boy bands and like a lot of this stuff coming out of Korea, I guess.
K-pop demon
Um,
hunters.
yeah, K-pop. I just feel like the only reason you're making that is to make money. I mean, that's it. I don't think anybody can relate to the music. So that's why I kind of turned to some songs that resonated with me. But I got to be 100% honest with you. I have about 100 songs that I wrote over the last couple of years. And I listen to my own music more than I listen to Spotify or any other kind of popular music. I listen to my music probably 80% of the time. If I want to hear something, I'll turn to one of my songs or something else in Suno than when turning to YouTube or Spotify or something. So um I don't know. I mean, I just find that it's incredibly satisfying to hear your own voice, like it's kind of like that therapy thing that we were talking about, just to hear your story sung to you is kind of like it's like a lullaby, like your mom singing you a lullaby.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I ever really considered it like that. I mean, I do the same thing. I tend to really listen to my own music a lot. Um, but it's like self therapy, in a way.
We've kind of gone a little bit out of order with the songs, so we have two left. There's a love song, which is the second song. Let's do that one. I'll cue it up. It's called "When the Flame Burns Low," and that was the very second song after writing the one that I transcribed over the phone. Don't know when to say it. This was because we were like breaking up, and it was kind of a weird thing. It was like one minute I don't know when to say I love you, and the next minute is like when the flame burns low. So this song was the only song that I is 100% all my lyrics. And the funny thing is, I pulled up into my parking lot at my house, and the song just came to me sitting in the front seat in front of the steering wheel, and I had my phone and I just opened the notes application, and it all just came out of me like within a few minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes. Exactly how it was recorded. The first version came out just how I wanted it to. And that was the only time I ever really had, that real feeling of being a songwriter. And I talked to a family friend who's like an A&R guy, and he said, "Yeah, a lot of songwriters, it just comes out like right away. The first version is the right one, and it's just like a very natural thing, like almost like throwing up or something. Like you're getting all this stuff out of you, and it just comes
Yeah.
out right the first time." So that's what this song is. When the flame burns low, it was about wanting to get back together. Um, and so used to call me Sappy Steve because I write a lot of sappy songs.
Oh yeah.
I've got a good 30, 40 songs that are pretty sappy about love or relationships or like wanting someone you can't have, that kind of thing. Are you all right?
Yeah. Sorry, my kid was asking me something. I was trying to
Oh,
make
okay.
sure it wouldn't see what they were at. Sorry, I was listening
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. So this is a Sappy Steve original. Second song I ever wrote. A completely original, 100%, and I still like it. I've listened to it too many times, so I don't really like listening to it that much anymore. But I am proud of it. I thought, it came out good. The first song that my family was like really proud of me, and that felt good. Like, oh, Steve's got a real talent for this, you know. We're really proud of you. So that was all good. And that's actually the song that took me into this journey 3 years later, because the feeling of gratification of creating something that I felt was pretty high quality led me down the path to continue pursuing this.
So this was their stepping stone song, you could say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and cue that up, and we'll take a listen. This one, when the flame burns low, by Sappy Steve. I'm kidding. But there we go. I'm going to play it.
When the flame burns low, how do we find our way? The flame that once touched the heavens is now settling into a red glow. How do we find our way? How do we find our way? Can we go back to the beginning, knowing how we want our love to unfold? Can we go back to the beginning, knowing how we want our love to unfold? Want to hold you, hug you, kiss you, whisper in your ear how much I love you. Can we dance again and see our flame burn bright? Can we dance again and see our flame burn bright? Want to hold you, hug you, kiss you, whisper in your ear how much I love you. Can we dance again and see our flame burn bright? Can we dance again and see our flame burn bright? My days and nights are lonely again. The memories of our little world we built together keeps our flame alive. Love is never forsaken. It always finds its way back, those who love and those who are loved. I miss you. I miss you. Our little world is waiting for us to dance one more time. Want to hold you, hug you, kiss you, whisper in your ear how much I love you. Can we dance again and see our flame burn bright? Can we dance again and see our flame burn bright? Want to hold you, hug you, kiss you, whisper in your ear how much I love you. Can we dance again and see our flame burn bright? Can we dance again and see our flame burn bright?
Sorry about that. I accidentally paused it in the middle of it. I thought it had ended, and I couldn't see that there was more to it. That's my bad.
Do you remember the early versions of Suno did that on every song, where they would end the song and then there'd be a pause and then like a reprisal or whatever you call it?
I didn't start using Suno until 3.0. But I think occasionally we would get that. But you said this was version 1 for Suno?
Probably version 2, I want to say.
Version
It was like 3 years ago, so
I gotcha. That's I'm genuinely surprised that it sounds that good for being such an earlier version because I've well,
no, no,
I've
no.
seen,
I remastered that one.
oh, you remastered it. Okay. I thought that was the actual version 2. Okay, so you remastered that into version 4, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was sitting here, I was like, "There's how does version 1 or 2 sound better than 3 and it sounds comparable to 4?" Okay, that makes more sense. I got you now. Um,
So to give you a sample of what version 1 sounded like, um, I played for you yesterday the first song I wrote, "Don't Know When to Say It." Do you remember that one?
um,
It was
uh,
on Spotify.
yeah,
It
yeah.
sounded it sounded very like, Stone Age kind of like.
I remember listening to it, but I don't but I still didn't think it sounded at least compared to 3, it still sounded better than some of the stuff that maybe it was the genre, maybe specific genres just came out better.
Trust me, it was awful.
I've definitely heard worse. I'll say that, but I wouldn't really even consider that one awful, to be honest with you. But um,
No, not the one we played as awful, the one that I played for you yesterday
yeah,
called "Don't Know."
The Spotify
Yeah,
link,
I mean,
right?
that was really awful. It sounded like kids' toys for instruments.
Maybe you sent me something else because I'm the don't know
No,
when to
you
say
and
it.
then you sent me back the video game thing.
Hey, you're talking
You sent
about
me your first song.
yeah. I really don't remember it sounding that bad when I listened to it. Huh. Weird. Maybe I need to listen to it again. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I could tell that it sounded. I mean, it sounded like early, same like Suno 3.0 or something to me. But, um, hmm, that's weird. I guess I need to go back and listen to it again. But anyway, I was curious. So for that one, so you wrote all the lyrics and you said it came to you. Um, and I was gonna mention that some of the most popular best songs that have ever came out are just people that the idea came to them like immediately and they just immediately played it or immediately wrote it down. Um, I've seen stories and stuff about I can't think of any specific songs at the top of my head, but that tends to happen a lot. It seems like.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like the A&R guy that, worked with Stevie Wonder and, some of the biggest people in the industry said he was a songwriter and had experienced that as well as other songwriters that he knew. Like it's just um some people are just naturals. They know how to Herbie Hancock knows how to play the keyboard better than anyone else. Or Miles Davis knows how to play the horn better than anybody else just because he has a natural talent for it. I mean, so I don't think that's something you can practice necessarily. I mean, obviously it does take some practice, but I think the people who get to the highest level of their art have a natural ability. I mean, that you can't buy or practice. At least that's how I feel. I don't know. People disagree with me on that. You can let me know what you think. But because I once gave the example that Michael Jordan has a natural ability to play basketball better than most people, and other people said no, he just practices his ass off.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends. I mean, I've seen people who just have natural talent, and I mean, because how would you like? Especially, I've seen children who are like 3 and 4, And how are you 3 and 4 years old and playing an instrument better than like a 30-year-old? Like that blows my mind. Um, and you couldn't say, oh, they just really practiced it, because they haven't had they've only been alive for 3 or 4 years, and they couldn't practice before then. They could only practice for whenever they got their motor functions, I guess. But I mean, I guess you could say that's more of a scientific, because they're so young and they kind of just absorb the the information a lot easier. But still,
Yeah, but still, I mean, not every 4-year-old can play the piano. I mean, there's some natural talent there within the genetics.
right? Yeah, that's basically what I was getting at. Is you could I've tried to teach children to to play an instrument, and it doesn't it take a lot of work. Um, but then there's some that just, yeah, I don't know, just really mind blowing sometimes. Um,
So I don't
Emily,
really think that I have that natural ability, but I do think that I have enough level of enjoyment to keep me going, for a long time. Like I think if you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna be persistent and just keep on getting better and better. So I don't feel like I have a natural ability, but I do feel like I have a level of enjoyment that keeps me going to want to improve and get better.
right? I mean, you have a love for me. I would say you have a love for music that may be a little bit more than the average, maybe, and then, so because of that, and then based on your experiences and um the mental health and stuff, that sometimes it really can come out and show, and that can, you can kind of transform that sometimes as more into a gift, if that makes sense what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I definitely found that I'm an artist, to the core because I've always enjoyed storytelling and creative pursuits. I did photography for 20 years. I played instruments in high school. I did cooking. So I've always gravitated towards these kind of like creative things that or storytelling, with the photography. And in fact, it's interesting that we're going there because the when I wrote that song, I was doing a long-term documentary photography project of a mentorship of ballroom dancing for disabled people, and they were going to shoot a music video for that song, and it kind of fell through, and I was really looking forward to seeing these people that I had been working with for a couple of months, um dance to that song and make a video, but didn't happen. So it was just kind of a unique experience.
Hmm. That's really unfortunate. I hate when stuff like that happens. It's always a bummer, I guess, the simple terms. But um and I wanted to, I know it's not, we don't have it on the agenda to play it today, but you were talking about the photography thing, and made me think of, you wrote a song about um the photography stuff. Did you want to talk about that at all?
So depends what song, because if you're talking about the photography of my mom on my YouTube channel, that's not my song.
No, I didn't even know about that. I was talking about the famous song.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, we can do that. Do you want me to send you the song? I mean, can we go over 4 songs? We still
Oh,
got like an
I mean, oh
hour.
yeah. I mean, I mean, I got as much time as you want to go for. I don't mind. I was just saying, we didn't have it on the agenda. I didn't know if you wanted to maybe
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah,
But we can definitely play it as well. I could pull up the video if you want to do the video. I don't know if you want to do
okay,
that.
yeah. Yeah, sure.
Um,
I'll talk about the famous song. Okay, so I grew up in Beverly Hills, where there's a lot of famous people, like Angelina Jolie was in my class. A lot of various famous people. And when you grow up in that environment, you believe anything is possible. You believe, yeah, I can be famous. I could have $1 million, $1 billion, whatever. I'm gonna um and a lot of kids of famous people end up following in their parents' footsteps because they have the network set up, they have the right connections, and they go on to leading very successful careers and whatever it may be. So I always had this dream that I wanted to be a famous photographer. Like I wanted to be recognized. I think I have like a really good skill for photography. I think my photographs are really good, and a lot of people think the same thing. So I thought I I want to be famous for photography, and I spent a lot of years taking on projects with that in mind. And I realized that it wasn't about being famous. That was kind of like an empty dream because what does famous really mean? I mean, it means you don't have any privacy. It means people only want to be around you when you're at the top of your game. It's just like an empty promise, and so many people chase that dream. Like I have to be someone in this life. It's not enough to just be like I was born here, I didn't have a choice in it, and it's not enough to just be someone who's just an ordinary person who doesn't make any big mark in life or is known for something. But it is enough. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be known for something. You don't have to have some kind of legacy. We didn't ask to be in this life, and it's not our responsibility to have to have to be remembered for something important. It's enough just to, be a nice person and, be good to other people and um like I said, make life easier for other people. That's what
Yeah,
that's what it's about. So luckily I had that realization before it's too late. Um and that's what this song Famous is about.
I gotcha. Um, real quick before I go ahead and play it, Emily was wanting to know how much time do you think you spend making a song on Suno these days versus the beginning?
Um so in the beginning I was making notes all the time. So it wasn't like I would just sit down and make a song. It was like I had a list of like 20 things I wanted to make songs about, and then I would like make little notes when things came to mind about each song. So I was working on like multiple songs at one time. So I couldn't really say how much time one of those songs took. Like if I guessed to add it all up, it would be, you know, a couple hours, 2, 3 hours, something like that. But now, like if I do a song now, and I admit it, I don't put as much into it as I used to. And I think that's because I learned some of the tricks too, about how to use ChatGPT and which words to use to add a little flavor. Like for example, I'll give you an idea of like something I wouldn't have done before, but I do now. Like if I'm writing a song about something local, I say in Pittsburgh, and that automatically there'll be things about rivers, bridges, all different kinds of like um things about
Referencing.
Pittsburgh just by putting that one word. So I learned kind of how to work more efficiently and like the right words to use to create the story I'm trying to tell. So it takes a shorter amount of time. So like now if I do a song, honestly, let me see what the last song I did. Okay, so I'll tell you, like when I work with my clients in the mental health space, I'll say, "What do you want to call the song? What are you feeling? What's the name of the song? Whatever." And then tell me what's in your mind. What does it remind you of? Whatever. And I'll do it in 20 minutes, honestly. And those are some of the best songs. You've heard some of them. They're really great songs. So I don't really think it's a matter of how much time you put into making a song, because I'm going to use the example of a kitchen and a recipe. Like, more ingredients doesn't make a better dish. I mean,
Right.
fewer ingredients that are fresh and are pure make a better dish. Ask any Italian. So it's hard to say, but I do believe my earlier songs were better, and I hope to, and I attribute that to the struggle that I was in back then, whereas now things are much more stable, and I'm not really like in the depths of any kind of like crisis or relationship or mental health thing. And
Yeah,
I'm doing really well, so I guess it's like a good thing.
that is good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, let's go ahead and I really liked that and the analogy and stuff with the kitchen and ingredients. I like because I've thought about that same exact analogy about when people hating on AI music. I've used that similar thing to kind of reference as like, well, it's not the same thing that you're hating on AI music for no reason. But anyway, we'll go ahead and see if I can pull this up real quick. Where? Why is it not showing? This is strange. Should be on the screen. Weird. Let me make a new window. Thought it would be as simple as me just clicking the button, but it's never that simple. There we go. All right, we'll just go ahead and do this and hit play.
Well, when I'm famous, you'll be so proud of me. I'll buy you a house by the shining sea, a car for you, and all that you need. No more struggle, no more greed. When I'm rich, there'll be so many friends. Every door will open, every hand extends. A big house filled with laughter and cheer. But will they stay when the silence appears? I wonder if fame will fill this hole, or if I'll still feel lost in my soul. The dream keeps calling, but it slips away. No matter how close, it fades each day. When I'm famous, they'll know my name, see my picture in lights, hear my voice in fame. I'll make the world proud, I'll show them my best. But will I ever find a moment of rest? I'll buy you a car, I'll pay off the past, erase the struggles we thought would last. But the more I dream, the more I find the promise of fame may not free my mind. I wonder if fame will fill this hole, or if I'll still feel lost in my soul. The dream keeps calling, but it slips away. No matter how close, it fades each day. I've spent my life chasing stars so bright, hoping they guide me through the night. But now I wonder, was I misled by stories of glory filling my head? If I could go back to my 14-year-old self, I'd tell him to dream, but not lose himself. Hold on to your friends, the laughter, the fun, before the chase for fame has begun. Because being famous might feel like gold, but it won't warm your heart when the nights grow cold. The love you have now is worth more than dreams, more than the applause or the bright light beams. I wonder if fame will fill this hole, or if I'll still feel lost in my soul. The dream keeps calling, but it slips away. No matter how close, it fades each day. When I'm famous, will I be free? Or just a shadow of who I used to be? Maybe the dream was never the key, and all I really need is to be me.
There you go. Well, that was famous.
You know, the whole song is wrapped up in the last 3 words. All I really need to be is me. I mean, that's the whole point of the song is like everything else is just, you know, what do they call it? Like clouds, or I forget what the word is. Fluff. Everything else is fluff. I mean, it's
Like filler.
yeah, I mean, the whole point of the song is all I really need to be is me. And that's kind of like the point, you know, when people pursue big careers, big things, all for the titles and the names, it doesn't bring you closer to who you really are. I mean, it brings you further away from who you are. And like, this is actually a good segue to the last song, because I'm 51 years old now, and I write a lot of songs about time moving faster as you get older, and like, you know, what that means. And I have a song like Last Breath, and it's about when you're taking your last breath, what's really important when you're, you know, on your deathbed. And it's just about the people that you loved and who loved you. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with being famous or being the CEO of a big company. You know, obviously those are things that people want to do, and they're there's nothing wrong with pursuing that, as long as you can keep perspective and know that when you are taking your last breath, that's probably not going to be what's on your mind, you know, like, oh, I was CEO. You know.
Right. Um, as I said, there's an expression of it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, or you know, if you're famous or not, and all that. We all end up in the same place in the ground in the end anyway. Is
Yeah.
equal, and you can't take none of that stuff with you when you go.
Yeah. I mean, we all find our own way, one way or the other. Some early in life, some later in life, and you just gotta hope you find your way before it's too late, really. I mean, and if you look, you won't always find it, but eventually it will find you, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
I just think like, uh, you know, all our experiences in life make us who we are, and you just gotta hope that you have the right experiences, I guess, to make you the person that you're meant to be.
Yeah. That's that's pretty much exactly how oh gosh, I'm sorry. My words are they're escaping my brain as I'm thinking. Um I was gonna say I think it was like the interview we had with Greg yesterday. It's kind of like talking about um and it's kind of like all of your experiences um and bad things that happen to you through life. They, even though they suck, they happen to you for a reason, and if they didn't happen to you, you wouldn't be the person you are today. And it's almost like the question, like, would you relive all of your bad experiences if it, if you could get back to where you are now, or would you say no, but then you end up being a different person? If that makes sense, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, no regrets, right?
Right? No regrets.
I have a few regrets. I mean, some bad decisions and stuff, but I don't feel like um I'm in a position to say, well, if I could turn back time, I wouldn't have done that. I mean, yes, just like you said. I mean, you wouldn't come to be who you are now without those experiences. But I actually got a question for you because I always ask this question in my mental health show, and I'm curious how you would answer it. So the
Okay.
question that I ask, um, and I'm going to reframe it for AI music, but I usually ask it about the mental health journey.
Mhm.
And the question I'm going to ask you is, if you knowing everything that you know now about Suno and AI music, if you could go back to the beginning when you started your journey, what would you tell that person to so they could take a shortcut and not learn the hard way like you did, how to you know, do the music that you do today? Was there like one thing that um you could share that made the music sound a little bit better that you learned about?
Yeah, yeah. And just to clarify, when you say back to the beginning of the journey, you're talking about the start of Suno. I'm assuming,
Yeah,
right?
with Suno.
Okay. Um, I figured that's what you meant, but I didn't know if you meant musical journey in general, because that goes further back, obviously. But um, if I had to tell myself something, and I started, I think it was about 2 years ago when I started. But if I had to tell myself, well, see, this is a little bit hard because the capabilities of Suno have changed since then. Um, so I guess that's what was really limiting what I was able to do with it. Um, hmm. I was gonna say, but I didn't consider that. But I guess if we pretend that Suno 5 version 5 um, was out all the way back then, I would say, I would tell myself, don't be afraid to really like pull out your guitar, record something, sing your heart out, even if it may not come out very good. As is, don't be afraid to really put yourself into that. And Suno will understand what you're trying to accomplish. Even like just real sloppy recordings, it can, as long as you have something for it to go off of, it can really understand what you're going for. It's almost like it can read your mind as long as you give it something, some sort of idea.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I haven't played around with that, but it makes me think if I were to answer the same question, I would say I wish I had found community faster, in the beginning, because like I'm learning all these things being in this community just by the workshop you did or hearing other people talk about their process or the various things that we do in the community. And I did not have that community in the beginning, and that's probably why I haven't really expanded out into many of these features. I just keep it really simple, and there's nothing wrong with simple, but it's fun to stretch the boundaries of what's possible and just go in new directions, which I look forward to doing moving forward. But yeah, I mean, this is a call to anyone who's watching this who wants to enjoy some of the things that we enjoy also is to join our community, because the more people, the better. And you can join by clicking the little Discord button at the bottom, at the under the screen on the left side. And we would welcome to have you because we welcome anyone who has good vibes.
Well said. Well said. I was going to agree with you. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with simple at all. I mean, I feel like I've made like songs that I really enjoy. Just keeping it simple sometimes, but yeah, I would say definitely never be afraid to experiment. Just scream into a microphone, scream into your phone because you can record straight from your phone. Just scream into your phone what you're feeling, or whatever you want to do. And if you can play an instrument, or if not, just like in the workshop, I demonstrated how I can make a sound with my mouth and basically get guitar out of just mimicking guitar sounds with my mouth. And it wasn't good. None of the stuff I did yesterday, or not yesterday, for the Wednesday workshop, none of the stuff was good that I did, but everything that came out from that was actually really good for what I did anyway. But
yeah, I agree. And I like the idea of being able to go boom, boom, and then hear it as like a drum set. That's what we're talking about here. Is like, can you do that? With an analog drum set? No, but you can do it with Suno. I mean, you can just be like, and it can turn it into a guitar sound. I mean, it's like almost like the invention of the automobile, totally changing the landscape.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, there's so many things that you can do. Like the possibilities are just crazy. Like there's so many different types of music or different ways to create, and it just goes back to the people who hate on it so much. It's just like I honestly believe that the people who hate on it have never personally tried it.
Yeah.
It kind of just goes to the same mentality of just a lot of people, like they'll never try at something, but they full-heartedly believe that whatever it is dumb. Like, I don't know, somebody could say, ugh, why are you eating sushi? It's raw fish. Like, ugh, that's gross. You're dumb for eating that. Like, but they never tried it themselves. Ill-informed or misinformed about it. Just have no willingness to learn or even attempt. I mean, if you try it and you don't like it, that's okay. I mean, that's fine. But for the people, I feel like a very high percentage of the people who hate on it as much as they do, just really don't understand or have never actually tried it. Or if they did try it, they just like, write me a pop song or write me whatever. And then they're just like, see, I could just press a button and come out with this cool song. But the I don't know, maybe the quality of it may not be as good as someone who actually takes more time with it.
Yeah, to me it's almost like politics. Like, we basically have a two-party system here, and like one party doesn't want anything to do with the other one, and the other one doesn't want anything to do with the other one, and it's just kind of like indoctrination and like just stuck in their ways, and can't see anything from any other perspective other than the one that they're stuck in. But let's not dwell too much on that, because let's keep it positive. And it's getting close to 5, so or I guess 4 your time.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and play this last one. I told you earlier, a big theme for me is time, moving forward faster, and what that means, like evaluating what's important in life. And this particular song is, which one are we playing actually? Did we play Birthday yet? I can't remember.
That's the one we're about to play. Yeah.
Okay, so Birthday is a story of a personal experience of a very close friend of over 30 years since high school. We were share every experience together when we were younger, and then eventually when we moved away from each other, it was an occasional check-in, and then he got married and he got an important job, and it was just like a birthday call. And then one day the calls just stopped. And I believe this is a common story for a lot of people with old friends who spend all their time together, and then one day there's just nothing there, and you're kind of like, I wonder, you kind of wonder, was it me, or are they just too busy, or is it just getting older? um and that's kind of the story. And it's I picked this song because it's an example of, like, an everyday kind of life thing, like, it wasn't like a big, revelation or anything like that. I mean, it was just like a friend that I was close to that I miss, and he's no longer in my life. And it's just another sign of moving forward in life and time going by and different priorities for different people. And I really enjoy those kinds of songs about just those everyday things, because I haven't heard anyone write a song about that, and that's the point I was making earlier, is that we're getting these stories that haven't been heard before because of the accessibility of this technology.
Exactly. Yeah. Um, I'll say, as far as what you're talking about, what you're describing, I definitely understand um, that feeling of, oh, you're my best friend. We're gonna be best friends forever, and then all of a sudden, they just kind of, you start seeing them less and less, and um, actually, that's kind of happened to me again more recently. So um it's pretty hard, and it's I just now realized that it, like, yeah, that's kind of happened to me again, um kind of like with close family and stuff, even not just friends, but family that I used to spend time with every single day, and then now it's just like, who are you? Like, I don't even know what you're doing. Haven't talked to you in like 2 months, 3 months. I don't even know when.
Yeah, the same here. Like, I have family I grew up with, and it was every day, and then now it's the birthday call, and sometimes I don't even get the birthday call.
Yeah. I don't even remember the last time I got a birthday call either, like from anybody. So I definitely understand that. Um, I just wanted to point out in the chat here real quick. We are gonna go ahead and play the song here in just a second, but right before, I just wanted to point out, Floyd said that they were already a member of the Discord and of the community, and they're glad that they decided to join. So it's good to hear, Floyd. I appreciate that. We're glad that you're here too. And Emily just said that their childhood best friend, and her just, or, sorry, she said, my childhood best friend and I just saw each other for the first time in a few years. So um, that's always nice whenever you lose connection with somebody and then you finally get to see them again.
She's your friend, right, Emily?
Right? Yeah.
Okay. She's local
Actual,
with you?
yeah, local, and she lives in the next big city over. So we've hung out. We haven't known each other very long. I don't know when we started talking and hanging out, but I'd say like half a month or half a year maybe, or so, or to a year, something like that. But
Is your connection through music or no?
um, no, not exactly. But I will say that one of the first times we were hanging out and stuff, we did connect on music stuff in general. And I had shown her my Suno stuff, and one of the first times we were hanging out, she was talking about how her and her ex-boyfriend had wrote a song together, and I was like, oh, well, you should let me recreate it for you in Suno and see how it comes out. So that was really interesting. So that was one of the ways we kind of connected on that.
So I guess if we have an Audio Kitchen meetup, we have to do it where you are because that's where everybody is.
That'd be good. That'd be funny. That'd be cool if we had if there was a way to kind of physically get, like, you could just teleport or something and have some sort of actual physical space where we could get together and do stuff. That'd be really cool. But she said yes, and I even put a lot of my old lyrics into Suno so I could hear them. Oh, see. Oh, so you're thinking about August is when we started talking. I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, it's getting close to a year now, I feel like. But we'll go ahead and cue up the next song and get that. So this song is Birthday. And let me go ahead and start that up for us.
When we were young, the phone would never sleep. Laughing late like time was ours to keep. Every story, every little thing, every dream felt like it had wings. We said we'd always stay this close through every road life chose. And the years roll on, the days get fast. Life keeps moving, nothing lasts. But one day shows up every year, and suddenly old friends reappear. Happy birthday, hope you're doing well. A little message like a wishing well. For a moment it feels just like before, like we're still knocking on the same old door. When we were young, we talked all the time. Every sunset, every sunrise. Now whole seasons pass us by without a call, without a line. But birthdays still find a way through. Little lights from people you once knew. Happy birthday, thinking of you today. Hope your candles light the way. Just a line on a glowing screen from the lives where we've all been. And the years keep rolling like they do. Messages get fewer from the crew until 1 year the day arrives, and the silence feels twice the size. No buzzing phone, no words appear. Just another quiet birthday here. And you start to wonder why it fades. All those memories that we made, how the voices that filled your days drift away in quiet ways. But somewhere out there memories stay of younger hearts and brighter days, when every friend was close and near. And birthdays meant the whole world was here.
I really enjoyed that one. That one sounded very good.
Thanks. Yeah, it's just like a relatable experience. Friends is a weird thing because they come and go. You hope some will stay till the end, but it doesn't always work out that way. And a lot of times friends are better to you than your family, and that's why it's so hard to let them go, because there's a lot of things you can share with your friends that you can't share with your family, I mean. It's I've had a struggle with friends because I had a lot of friends when I was younger, and as I get older, it's just harder to make friends, and it sucks because I really enjoyed having friends, especially people locally that you can meet up with and get a drink or get coffee. It just it adds a lot to the quality of life, I believe.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of my clients have become my friends, and that's kind of like serendipitous because I was always so scared to get a job with my mental illness, and now it's like filling all these kind of like holes in my life. Like now I feel like these are like my local friends. I go visit them every week, and we talk about different things that are going on in our life just like any other friend. So yeah, it's a weird thing with friends.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's really funny how I say funny in an ironic sense, but it's funny how life kind of just kind of happens that way. I was actually this might seem a little random, but have you? I don't know what kind of TV show like streaming services you like to watch. I was wondering if you have Apple TV or not.
It's funny. The last program I watched, and I think the last time I actually turned on my TV was 3 years ago.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, I just don't have the concentration to like watch a TV show. It's part of there's this thing called avolition with bipolar, and it's just hard to like concentrate um over a long period of time. And I haven't really, and maybe you'll let me know of a program that's worthwhile. I just haven't found one in a while.
I was well. The reason I was bringing it up is because there's a very specific show called Shrinking on Apple TV, and it's actually about a therapist that he kind of snaps a little bit and ends up getting really close. Not, and I don't mean like a relationship wise, but I mean like friendship wise with his clients, and he like really goes out of his way um to help them. And he gets so much trouble. It's got Harrison Ford in it. And he's really good and really funny in that show as well. But I kind of figured, just based on what you were saying, it might be something that you would enjoy watching if you hadn't seen it yet.
I'll check it out on the previews, see if
Yeah,
it might be something.
I watched it. I binge watched it to the point where I had to wait for new episodes, and I actually got my girlfriend to watch all of it too. So it's a really good show, but not sponsoring, but just trying to relate. I was curious maybe how much you would relate to it, but
Yeah, sounds like it.
it's a really good show. It's got I can't think of his name, but one of the people from How I Met Your Mother. Is it
Patrick Neil Harris?
Marshall? Huh? No, not Patrick Neal. It's one of the other guys. It's not the main character, but it's like the other guy. Marshall, or I can't remember their names in the show, but it's not the main guy. It's his other guy friend that I'm thinking. But he's the main character in Shrinking. So that was neat to see him in there too. But anyway, we have a couple of comments here in the chat. I know. So Greg said that they had wrote a song called "The Sting on Life's Lessons." He said it covers what Steve was talking about, I think, and then he also mentioned that he really liked the song we just played.
Oh, okay, nice. It's always a good thing if Greg likes it. It must be good.
And Emily said, Floyd said come to Australia so I could attend too. So That's awesome. I would like to go visit Australia sometime, but I've never actually left the country, so I don't know if I ever actually will. But Emily says, I've struggled a lot to make friends since I graduated college. I make acquaintances through work, but it never seems to go beyond that. I definitely feel that as well. I just have a hard time even trying to talk to people online in general, even if we have a similar interest, or I say I talk to somebody and about music, and then we talk about maybe possibly getting together and making music through Suno. I've talked to a couple of local people that I've made friends with, but then it's like life's too busy and they never find the time to actually do it, or we just randomly stop talking to each other for months, and this is like until I'll randomly message them and be like, "Oh, hey, did you see the new Suno update? Oh, this is cool. Yeah, all right. Well, good talking to you." But oh yeah, and then Emily said that Marshall, that was the right name, and it's Jason Segal is who it is, the actor. But anyway, and then
So we probably
Floyd.
should wrap up. It's just about 5 now. I really enjoy this series you're doing. I didn't understand how good it could be. To be honest, I didn't know what it was going to be, but I hope that we can fill the calendar with lots of people. Um, and then also, as far as the show tomorrow, I'm gonna try to find people to to go live with. I guess we
Yeah,
said 3 p.m. tomorrow, but it's not really likely, so we'll have to, I don't know, maybe with the panel show. And I do really like the panel show. It's kind of like what this whole thing was born out of. Maybe we'll just have to do it as we fill them, like if it's every 2 or 3 weeks, then so be it.
yeah.
The dream is once a week, but um maybe we'll have to go for the nap for now.
Um, so, so you're saying if we could find some people for tomorrow, you want to go ahead and try to do it?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not really likely. I mean, it's already, the day's already over and it's tomorrow afternoon. So I'll uh I'll do a couple posts and
Yeah.
I'll just say what I did before, and maybe reword it a new way, and uh we'll see.
Well, I was going to
We'll see. Are
say
you
if
available tomorrow at 3 for an hour?
I should be. Yeah, I'm
It's gonna
always
be one
available. I'm
song
not doing
each.
nothing.
What?
I was saying I'm always available. I'm never doing anything.
Well, you're the head honcho at Audio Kitchen, so you're
I'm just the tech guy. I don't know, man. I just work here. uh,
I do have I have an appointment with my dad after the show to go over the legal disclaimer, so don't think I forgot about that.
okay. Um, I was just gonna say real quick is if anybody who's watching, if you're available tomorrow afternoon, I mean we could always adjust the time a little bit, I guess, if we needed to. If we, but you said you wanted to shoot for 3-ish Eastern.
3 p.m. Eastern Saturday.
So, if you guys if get on Suno, make a love song real quick. Just spend the rest of the day and night or tomorrow morning, make one real quick and get you on, and we'll I don't know, we'll showcase it and talk about it if you want. But we have a couple of people that might be interested, but not super sure because I know one of them is like in the UK, and so I guess it just depends on timing wise and everything. What time zone is that? It's US Eastern. So right now I'm in Central, US Central. So it's 4 p.m. for me, and it's 5 p.m. for Steve. So Floyd's over in Australia. So I think he just said they just said it was like 5 a.m. for them. So that's really late. Sounds like me.
Yeah.
I'm always up really late usually, but
Is Floyd the one that did the song about the passing of his brother-in-law or something? The one with the tombstone on the picture?
I believe so. Because I did see that. I don't know where it went in the
That was a really
Discord,
good
but-
song.
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, that was Floyd. He also, I don't know if you heard his others track. It's Life Wants Death. That one was really good. I really enjoyed that one. It's
Is it
in
hardcore?
no, I don't think so. It's more, I don't really know how it's more of a soft song.
All right, I'll give it a listen. I've been busy today, so I haven't checked in too much.
But
yeah, Crystal Rainbows. That's a hit, man. That's top 10 on the Billboard for sure.
well, all right. We'll go ahead and wrap this up so you can get on with the rest of the day. Is there anything that you wanted? Anything else that you wanted to say, or?
Yeah, I want to plug my other little project because my goal in life is to help make life easier for others, but it's also to minimize the stigma around mental illness, and I do that through a radio show that's every 2 weeks or so. I have another guest coming up in a week or two, and I've already done like 5 now. And the website for that show is worldbetterplace.com. And it's a music show, so we use music to support the story of the mental health journey, and we talk a lot about things to help minimize that stigma that people with mental illness, as portrayed by the media, are not a danger to society. They're often victims of violence more so than perpetrators of it, and they want the same thing in life as everybody else does. So let's help move that forward.
Sounds good. I listened to a little bit of one or two of the different shows that you had on there, and I really enjoyed listening in on that. So I would definitely, if you guys are interested, definitely check that out. Is that website? I can't remember, or is it a different website though that has the past broadcasts on it?
So if you go to that website, there's a little like menu hamburger button, and you can go to the archive, which is on Mixcloud. And the reason why this is a little different than a podcast and it's not really found in the podcast platforms is because the music licensing, you can't just play any song on YouTube or Apple iTunes or Spotify. It's very limited. So the way I got around it is I use this thing called Blast Radio, which has full licensing for all the music, and that's where the live show is. And then there's a thing called Mixcloud, which has full licensing for all the music to archive.
Oh, interesting. I was actually really curious how you were able to play your songs on there. I was like, I wonder, is like, do you have licensing for that? How does that work? But
So
I guess it answered my question.
The problem's not with original songs; it's with the mass market songs. Is like
Right.
That's where the licensing issue is. Nobody cares about my own song, because
Oh, you say that, but I don't know if you realized, but our last live stream actually got not a copyright strike, but it did pop up and recognize one of Greg's songs.
Oh, it did?
Mm-hmm.
What did it say?
It just said something about the owner of this song allows the song to be on YouTube, and it was basically just saying that it's not affecting our video in any way, but it was just saying, hey, we recognize that you're using it. I would guess that if Greg decided to choose so that he could put a flag on it or something and say, "Hey, I don't like my song being on that." But I'm not really sure the details on it. But I did want to say that it did pick up one of his songs out of the 4 that we played.
So I'm curious, did the licensing occur when he put it on Spotify?
Oh yeah, anything that you. So when you, it was not necessarily Spotify, but just DistroKid. Anything that you distribute through DistroKid would go through the. I think you can choose, but you could choose to send it through YouTube as well. And I know some of his songs are on YouTube, and so YouTube's copyright checking algorithm or whatever, it bases it off that as well. So that's how that works.
So Emily writes in the notes, and she'll have to clarify that she would like to be a guest, and I didn't know if that meant a guest on the Suno one-on-one show or the mental health show.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess I can ask her in Discord because she's in there, right?
yeah. Chili Emily instead of Emily Chili. I realized it's that's how the username has changed, but um, I'm assuming that she's talking about the World Better Place. I actually meant to ask you real quick. Yeah, so that's what she was talking about, is the World Better Place podcast radio
Okay,
show.
well, I'll reach out to her.
I was actually curious what the requirements for being a guest on that show were,
So
if you had any.
yeah, so basically there's only one requirement. Actually, I'm going to be flexible on this. So the one requirement so far was you had to have schizophrenia or bipolar or schizoaffective, which is a psychotic disorder, meaning like having hallucinations, delusions, that kind of thing. But I'm also going to allow, people who support the community, advocates, nurses, doctors, um, uh, caregivers, anything that the goal of the show is to minimize the stigma, and anybody who can support that goal is welcome on the show.
Gotcha. Well, all right, Chef Steve. I guess we'll go ahead and get you out of here. So you said that was pretty much all that you had left to say.
You can also follow me on Instagram. I put a lot of stuff up there. Steve R. Newman or World Better Place. I have 2. Oh no. WBP _ radio. I'll put it in the comments or whatever when we're done. But I do, Instagram is like the only really social media I like, and I post stuff there frequently.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, I do want to thank everyone that has supported this little effort so far. Greg Majerno, is that how you say his name?
Majura, or the Scroll Smith is his persona that he kind of makes his music
Smith,
from.
Eric, everybody who's tuned in. Let's take this to the next level. I mean, nobody's really doing this kind of format, so let's make it something that people can enjoy and learn from, and just keep it going.
Sounds good. So I was gonna say real quick, is like right now I'm kind of just winging everything based on experience and what current knowledge I have. So hopefully it's not a train wreck, but it seems like we're getting good responses and stuff from it so far. So, but if anybody has any feedback or anything like that, or something, suggestions, that kind of thing, there's a place in the Discord, or just message us or message me directly if you want to. I don't care. Anything that we can do to make the show better and more enjoyable for anybody who wants to listen. But well, all right, Steve, it was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.
And we'll see. We'll hopefully maybe we can get something going tomorrow. If not, I'm supposed to have another interview, the menu with Eric on Monday. As far as I know, we're still doing that. But if something changes, we'll make a post and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Y'all have a good one.